Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine holding a handful of shining silver coins in your hand, each one perfectly preserved in brilliant, almost mirror-like condition. As the light reflects off the surface, you realize you may be holding a piece of American history worth far more than face value. These are the Washington silver quarter-dollar coins of the United States. Coins that once circulated in everyday life, but today have become treasures for collectors around the world. Some rare editions, mint errors, and high-grade specimens are so valuable that they can reach astonishing prices in the collector's market. In this video, we will uncover the secrets behind these extraordinary coins, what makes them rare, why collectors pay huge money for them, and how some Washington quarters can turn ordinary pocket change into a life-changing discovery. Let's get started. First up, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar is one of the most fascinating coins in modern U.S. history. At first glance, it may appear like any ordinary coin you'd find in your pocket change. But beneath its simple design lies a major turning point in American coinage. This was the very first year the United States Mint removed silver from circulating quarters, making it a historic issue that collectors still talk about today. Before 1965, Washington quarters were struck in 90% silver, giving them intrinsic metal value along with collectible appeal. However, due to rising silver prices and coin hoarding, the government made a bold move. The 1965 quarter was produced using a copper-nickel-clad composition instead. This change marked the end of an era and the beginning of modern coinage in the United States. The coin features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. His calm and dignified profile symbolizes leadership and stability, while the reverse displays a powerful eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and an olive branch, representing strength and peace. One unique aspect of the 1965 quarter is the absence of a mint mark. During the years 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint deliberately removed mint marks from coins to discourage collectors from hoarding specific varieties. This means all 1965 quarters appear identical at first glance, regardless of where they were produced. In terms of mintage, over 1.8 billion 1965 quarters were produced, making it one of the most common coins ever struck. Because of this, most circulated examples are only worth face value. However, condition plays a crucial role in determining value. An uncirculated 1965 quarter with no wear and strong luster can fetch anywhere from $5 to $20, depending on quality. Now, here's where things get interesting. Some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These rare transitional error coins contain 90% silver and are incredibly valuable. If you happen to find one of these, it could be worth thousands of dollars in today's market. Collectors often examine the coin's edge to identify these rare silver errors. A standard clad quarter will show a copper stripe along the edge, while a silver version will have a solid silver-colored edge. This small detail can mean the difference between a common coin and a highly valuable collectible. Another factor that can significantly increase value is grading. Coins graded by professional services like MS-65 or higher can command much higher prices. A perfectly preserved 1965 quarter with strong strike quality and no marks can sometimes reach values of $50 to $100 or more among collectors. There are also error varieties beyond silver planchets that can increase value. These include off-center strikes, double die errors, and clip planchets. While rare, these mistakes during minting can transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. It's important to understand that claims of millions of dollars for a standard 1965 quarter are unrealistic. While some rare coins do sell for extremely high prices, the vast majority of 1965 quarters are not worth more than a few dollars. The true value lies in rare errors and exceptional condition, not the common versions. The history behind the 1965 quarter also reflects a broader economic shift in the United States. The removal of silver was a response to global metal shortages and rising demand. This decision shaped the future of coin production and is still relevant in today's currency system. The role of institutions like the Federal Reserve System and U.S. Mint during this period was crucial. They worked together to ensure a stable currency supply while transitioning away from precious metals. This makes the 1965 quarter not just a coin, but a piece of economic history. For collectors, the thrill of searching through coins for hidden treasures remains unmatched. Many enthusiasts still check their pocket change, hoping to find a rare 1965 silver error or high-grade specimen. It's a reminder that valuable discoveries can still happen today. If you own a 1965 Washington quarter in uncirculated condition, it's worth taking a closer look. Examine the edges, check for errors, and consider having it professionally graded. Even if it's not extremely rare, it can still hold collectible value and historical significance. In conclusion, the 1965 Washington quarter is a coin that bridges the gap between the past and modern era. While most examples are common, a few rare varieties can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So next time you see one, don't ignore it. It might just be a small piece of hidden history waiting to be discovered. Next up, the Washington Quarter Series began back in 1932, created to honor the first U.S. president, George Washington. By 1979, this design had already become one of the most recognizable coins in American circulation. The obverse features Washington's left-facing portrait, while the reverse displays a powerful eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbols of strength and peace. The D, mint mark on your 1979 quarter tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint. This mint has produced billions of coins over the years, and in 1979 alone, hundreds of millions of quarters were minted. That means the coin itself is not rare in terms of mintage, but condition and unique features are where things get interesting. Let's talk about composition. The 1979 Washington quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, meaning it contains no silver. This change happened in 1965 due to rising silver prices. So unlike older quarters, the 1979 version doesn't have intrinsic silver value, but collectors still seek it for other reasons. Now comes the important part, condition. You mentioned your coin is in fine condition. In numismatic grading, fine means moderate, where with visible details still intact. While this is respectable, coins in fine condition typically don't command extremely high prices. However, higher grades like mint state or uncirculated can dramatically increase value. So what is the current market value? A typical 1979 D Washington quarter in fine condition is usually worth around 25 cents to $1, essentially face value or slightly above. But don't lose interest just yet, because certain rare varieties or errors can push that value much higher point. One of the biggest factors that can turn an ordinary coin into a valuable collectible is mint errors. These include double dies, off-center, strikes, or unusual planchet issues. If your 1979 D quarter has any visible abnormalities, such as doubled lettering or misaligned designs, it could be worth tens, hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. Collectors also pay attention to luster and strike quality. A well-struck coin with sharp details and original mint shine can stand out, even among common issues. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services can sometimes reach $20 to $100 or more, depending on demand. It's important to address a common myth. Not every old coin is worth millions. Claims of millions of dollars for coins like the 1979 D quarter are usually exaggerated unless the coin has an extremely rare error or unique historical significance. Staying grounded in real market values helped collectors make smarter decisions. Still, the beauty of coin collecting lies in the hunt. Even a common coin like this can become exciting when you examine it closely. Look at the details in Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and the clarity of the lettering. These small features tell the story of how the coin was struck and preserved. Historically, 1979 was an interesting year in the United States. It was a time of economic challenges, inflation, and global tensions. Coins minted during this period circulated through everyday transactions, buying groceries, paying for gas, and passing through countless hands. Many collectors today search through rolls of quarters hoping to find hidden gems from years like 1979. This process, known as coin roll hunting, has become increasingly popular. And while most finds are common, the occasional discovery keeps the excitement alive. If you believe your coin might be special, consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations authenticate and grade coins, which can significantly increase buyer confidence and market value. From a storytelling perspective, coins like the 1979 D. Washington quarter remind us that value isn't always about price. Sometimes it's about history, craftsmanship, and the journey a simple object has taken over decades. So next time you come across a quarter in your pocket, take a closer look. You might just be holding a small piece of American history. And while your 1979 D quarter may not make you a millionaire, it could still be the beginning of a fascinating and rewarding collecting journey. Next up, the Washington quarter was originally introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan, and it quickly became one of the most widely recognized coins in American currency. By 1985, the coin had already been in circulation for more than 5 decades, and millions of pieces were being produced each year to meet everyday transactional demand across the country. The 1985 D. Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small d mint mark on the coin. This mint mark is typically found on the obverse side, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. Coins from Denver and Philadelphia, which carries no mint mark in this era, were both released for circulation. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters in 1985, making this coin extremely common in the marketplace. In terms of composition, the 1985 Washington quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad structure. It contains an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. This change from earlier silver quarters occurred in 1965, meaning the 1985 coin contains no silver content. This is an important detail because many beginners mistakenly believe all old quarters contain silver and therefore high intrinsic value, which is not the case for this issue. Now let's talk about rarity. The 1985 D quarter is not considered a rare coin in numismatic terms. It was produced in very large quantities, and millions are still available today in circulation, coin rolls, and collections. Because of this high mintage, its basic market value remains very close to its face value of 25 cents in circulated condition. Even in uncirculated condition, most examples only sell for a few dollars depending on grading. When we discuss market value in dollars, a circulated 1985 D. Washington quarter typically ranges from 25 cents to about 50 cents. In very fine or extremely fine condition, collectors might pay around $1 to $2. In uncirculated mint state condition, especially coins graded MS65 or higher, the value may rise to around $5 to $20 depending on demand and eye appeal. However, these values are still far from thousands or millions, which is a common internet myth. Some online claims suggest that ordinary coins like the 1985 D quarter could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. In reality, such values only apply to extremely rare mint errors, unique historical prototypes, or coins with extraordinary provenance. The standard 1985 D quarter does not fall into any of these categories. While errors such as off-center strikes or double dies can increase value slightly, they still do not reach extreme price levels for this year. The design of the Washington quarter remains one of the most classic in American coin history. The obverse shows George Washington facing left with inscriptions including Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1985. The reverse features a bald eagle with outstretched wings, holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace. This design remained unchanged for decades until the 1999 introduction of the 50-state quarters program. From a historical perspective, the 1980s were a period of strong coin production in the United States due to high economic activity and population growth. The U.S. Mint produced coins in massive quantities to support vending machines, banking systems, and everyday commerce. The 1985 quarter is a perfect example of a workhorse coin. Not rare, but extremely important for daily use in the American economy. Collectors often evaluate coins based on grading standards such as good, G, fine, F, very fine, VF, extremely fine, XF, about uncirculated, AU, and mint state, MS. The condition of a coin heavily influences its value. A heavily worn 1985 D quarter may only be worth face value, while a perfectly preserved MS-67 specimen could attract slightly higher collector interest due to its sharp strike and luster. One important aspect of coin collecting is understanding mint marks and production differences. The D mint mark specifically indicates Denver mint production, while Philadelphia coins from that year typically have no mint mark. These distinctions are important for cataloging and collecting, but in the case of 1985 quarters, neither mint mark creates significant rarity differences because both facilities produced huge quantities. Another interesting fact is that modern quarters like the 1985 D are still widely found in circulation today. Unlike ancient or discontinued coins, they are not difficult to locate. Many people even receive them as change in everyday transactions. This availability is one of the main reasons why their market value remains low despite their age being over 40 years. From a collector's point of view, the 1985 D Washington quarter is often included in complete date sets of Washington quarters. While it's not a key date or rare issue, it still plays a role in completing a full collection from the series. Serious collectors focus more on rare dates, such as 1932 D or 1932 S rather than common 1980s issues. The U.S. Mint, rather than any state bank of America, is responsible for producing and distributing this coin. The Federal Reserve handles circulation, while the Mint handles production. Understanding this system helps collectors avoid confusion when researching coins and their origins. The Washington Quarter Series remains one of the longest-running coin programs in American history. In conclusion, the 1985 D Washington Quarter is a historically interesting but common circulation coin. Its true value is mostly symbolic and numismatic rather than financial. While it does not bring thousands or millions of dollars, it represents an important piece of American monetary history. For collectors, it serves as a reminder that not all old coins are rare, but each one tells a story of the economy, production, and everyday life in the United States. Thanks for watching.